ఓం శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. అందరికీ నమస్కారం. In this video, let us examine what is the knowledge and the significance and the meaning of words on the spiritual path as revealed by a master. So, let us examine. Knowing what you know, be serene also like a mountain, and do not be distressed by misfortune. Knowledge without serenity is an unlit candle. Together they are honeycomb. Honey without wax is a noble thing, and wax without honey is only fit for burning. So then the master narrated a story like this. The philosophers, logicians and doctors of law were drawn up in a court to examine one person. The case against him was, he was saying in society of every village, the so-called wise men are ignorant, irresolute and confused. So he was charged with undermining the security of a state. So the king asked the person, the accused person, to speak first. Then he said, "My lord, get papers and pen and distribute to all the assembled wise men here. I ask a question, and that is, what is bread? Let them answer on the paper given to them, and the king may read them out." So accordingly, they wrote all their answers and given the sheets to the king, and the king asked it to read out. So the first said, bread is a food. The second one said, it is flour and water. The third one said, a gift of God. The fourth one said, it is a baked dough. The fifth one said, it is a nutritious substance. The sixth one said, nobody really knows. So the accused person then said to the king, "My lord, when they decide what bread is, it will be possible for them to decide other things also. For example, whether I am right or wrong. Can you entrust assessment and judgment to people like this? They cannot agree about something which they eat each day, and yet are unanimous that I am a culprit." And master said, yes, that is the situation with the learned and knowledgeable people. They are just like parrots. They have not known even themselves, yet what else can they know about others? They have not unraveled the mystery of what they are. The closest mystery is your own. If even that is not known, how will you know the mystery of others? They are farther away from you. The easiest approach is your own mystery. The journey has to begin from there only. The learned people are only better informed, but information makes no one wise. It only helps you to pretend wisdom. You only hide your ignorance behind it, but ignorance cannot be destroyed by it, and on the contrary, it is protected. Knowledge does not change the ignorant person into a knowing person. It only gives an illusion of knowledge. It is a dream in which you become wise, but in reality you remain the same. It is dangerous. If you are unaware that you are ill, then there is no possibility of searching for health. If you become oblivious of the fact of your fundamental ignorance, how are you ever going to become enlightened and wise? If you have forgotten that your interior is full of darkness, you will not search for light. If you accept that you know, then what is the point of going on an adventure of knowing? The difference between the ignorant and the so called learned is only of quantity. No qualitative difference exists at all between them. The ignorant is less polished, less educated, and the learned is more informed, more educated, has read more, has listened to more people. The difference is of language. The learned is more articulate, knows many more words, but they are mere words. Remember, there is no meaning in them because meaning comes through experience, said the Master. Knowing the word God is not knowing God. Knowing the word love is not knowing love. Knowing the word fire is not knowing fire. Remember, words are mere symbols. Unless you pour existential meaning into them, they will remain empty. There is no meaning in the words, and the meaning is in the individual and his experience. Please remember, my dear, said the Master. If Lord Krishna uses the word God, it is not a mere word, it is meaningful and it has a significance. The significance comes from Krishna's life. The significance is poured from Krishna's consciousness. When Jesus uses the word God, it is pregnant with great meaning. The meaning is in Jesus, not in the word God, because that word God has been used by others down the ages with no meaning at all. Jesus poured meaning into it. He transformed an empty word into a significant, meaningful, alive thing. When Buddha touched any word, it became alive. It grew wings. Suddenly there was a metamorphosis. Remember, my dear, there is no actual difference between the learned and the ignorant, except that the learned believes that he knows and the ignorant knows that he does not know. But then the ignorant is in a better position. This is one of the fundamentals of Sufism to be understood. Knowledge is futile. If it has not arisen in from your own experience, if it is added to you from outside, please drop it. Don't unnecessarily carry it. It is harmful, poisonous, and will not allow you to move quickly forward. Hence, learned people live like stagnant pools and they are no longer rivers. They go on talking about beautiful words, spinning great philosophies around them. But if you go into their words and penetrate deeply, you will always find emptiness and nothing else. Great books are written about God by people who have no inkling towards divinity. They have not even penetrated their world of emotions, feelings. They have not contacted their own inner consciousness. They are very clever people. They know how to talk, how to prove, how to argue, and they talk in such a way that anybody can be deceived. If you go into their argument, you will find it very valid. But such validity is irrelevant. The question is whether the person knows or not. Sometimes it happens that the person knows, but he cannot argue or argues faultily. A person sometimes knows, but he cannot express in any proper language, but still what he says is true. And on the other extreme, there are people whose language and argument is perfect and they are accomplished logicians. Their hearts are utterly untouched by what they are saying, and they themselves are not moved by what they are saying. When they talk about God, there is no juice flowing in their beings. When they talk about love, you will not see any sign in their eyes. Buddha was down to earth, a pragmatic and practical man. If anybody asked him about God, he would have immediately pushed the question aside and would have told you, how is it going to transform you? Talking about God is meaningless. Think about meditation, contemplation, compassion, and about things which can transform you, my dear. He used to say further, even if I say something about the beyond, you will misunderstand because you don't have any experience of the beyond and communication is not possible. People will understand according to their level of understanding, said the master. Words do not mean the same thing to everybody. It is according to your understanding. Communication is one of the most difficult problems in the world. When you use a word, you give a meaning to it. When it reaches the other person, it is bound to take his meaning, and between the transfer, everything is lost. So, Buddha said, I will not talk about the beyond, and do not ask anything about the beyond. Be more scientific and realistic. Go into that which is. Don't talk about truth. Go into that which is. Go into that which you are, and that is the way to truth. Beware of this trap. The mind is very cunning. If I say something about meditation, I am saying it so that you can meditate. I am saying because you can meditate. But you start thinking about meditation, what meditation is, how many kinds of meditations are there, what is the difference between them, why are they antagonistic to each other, and then there will not be any time when you will ever meditate. You will become more and more confused, said the master. Finally, you will not know how to start meditation because there are so many directions opening. Where to go, what to choose, you will simply be paralyzed. The mind always does that, and only a few people who are really alert are capable to get out of these traps of the mind. The mind is the great philosopher, and life is not a philosophy. Life is a reality, said the master. Philosophy is an escape from reality. Philosophy means thinking. Life is. There is no question of thought. You can simply jump into it. The ancient pond, a frog jumps in and the sound emerges. Just like that, you can jump into the ancient pond of life. You can know it only by jumping into it. There is no other way to know life. But thinking about it is the surest way to miss it once for all. So, thank you all.